Hello, welcome to LaSalle Street Station. As this sign just said, we're at track number 2. We're getting this train, a Rock Island District train, on the Beverly branch to go explore Chicago's secretly amazing branch line. So, without any further ado, here's some history, and I'll see you getting on, you guessed it, a gallery car.
The history of the Beverly Branch dates back to 1869, when the Rock Island Railroad began construction of a branch line off of their Chicago to Joliet main line to an area then known as Washington Heights. This line was mostly intended to develop the area, as the railroad's executives also partially owned the land development company in that area. This practice was actually fairly common in the 19th century and could be argued was an early form of TOD. By 1870, the line was completed, running west from the main line at 97th Street, reaching the center of the new village of Morgan Park before heading south from 99th Street to rejoin the main line in Blue Island. The line was a massive success, and the area developed quickly, marketing itself as a way to live in the suburbs while still having quick access to Chicago. In 1889, the Morgan Park branch's routing was changed. The original connection to the main line at 97th Street was closed and abandoned, and a new one opened on 89th Street, serving newly developing areas. While slightly stunted by the America-wide economic depression in 1893, the line continued to spur development. In the 1910s, the areas around the line were annexed as part of the city of Chicago, and the areas continued to develop yet more suburban housing. In 1917, the Rock Island started referring to these stations as Beverly Hills, a name that persists on metro stations to this day, and that spawned the present-day name for the neighborhood, Beverly. Despite increased competition from streetcars, the line continued to thrive well into the 1940s and even the early 50s. By the 1960s, however, the whole Rock Island Railroad was struggling, and the Beverly branch was no exception. While some new bi-level cars were purchased in 1964, the majority of the fleet was made up of Capone series coaches from the 1920s, which were almost falling apart, and 2700 series coaches from the 1940s, which were subject to extreme corrosion. LaSalle Street Station in downtown Chicago was also in disrepair. The train shed's roof had to be partially removed so the station didn't fully collapse. However, in 1976, the Illinois RTA started subsidizing commuter operations in the Chicago area, and in 1982, Metro bought the tracks, signaling the end of the Rock Island Railroad. However, Beverly is still a railroad suburb, a relic of a bygone era, and plays host to a wonderful oddity of Chicago's rail network. So let's go explore it now!
Alright, we are heading out of LaSalle Street. If I look very green, it's because like a feature of Metros having very green windows. One car back there didn't have them, but yeah, it's totally that I wanted the authentic Metro experience and not that was the quiet car. And we're just south of Chinatown. I'm very grateful for the outlets for my phone. And yeah, so the first bit of this line, we just head south through the south side on the Rock Island main line, shared with trains that go all the way to Joliet, and then we diverge onto the Bev, which of course does reconverge as you heard in the history section. So I'll see you at that junction where we diverge, which I think is just past Gresham, or maybe it's just before Gresham. I'll look on a map, and then I'll see you at that junction.
Alright, so we headed down through Chicago South Side onto the far South Side. For any Chicagoites watching, what's the difference between like South Side and far South Side, or like West Side and far West Side? I'm very curious. We then stopped at Gresham, turned onto the Bev for the branch, and here's a time lapse down to 111th Street, Morgan Park.
Alright, we are pulling into 111th Morgan Park. Train emptied out at 99th, but we'll hop out here at 111th with you using the always fun gallery car exits, and then we'll do a station tour, and then we'll continue our exploration. Welcome to 111th Street, Morgan Park. So, if I'm honest, most of the reason I came here is this cool station building. I'll cross the platform so you can get a bad view. But 111th Street, Morgan Park is cool just because it's so emblematic of this line. Also, I think that train was late, which is worrying for my connection off of the next train. I'll cross the tracks, no trains are coming. So yeah, the station building, the light is bad. Well, if you ignore the sun ray going through it, the station building looks very cool. I will, here, I'll cross over to the other side. I'll also put a picture from Wikipedia. But 111 Street Morgan Park, it's actually sort of more of a build-up station. There's some businesses down there, but this line just has the stations every 4 blocks. And the fact that it's a diesel line is my opinion, which does bring me to the future of this line. Metro is getting battery-powered Stabler flirts, and they will be running on this line.
Quick side note here. I am just as much of a hater of battery trains as any self-respecting transit fan is. You should just string up some wires. But Metra is like allergic to electrifying, so battery trains are a good first start. They should still string up wires, but it's better than converting a freight locomotive to passenger service. Yes, they actually did that. Metra, just string up some wires, please.
So yeah, here's the 111th Street Station build in all its glory. I very much doubt it's open, considering it is about 3 p.m. right now. Let's see. But it may be. There's a chance. Let's see. Is it open? No, it's not. All right, fair enough. I think Metra is one end of the commuter railroad. It's like station buildings are peak only. So with that was 111th Street, and the second station we're going to see is 99th Street. Now, that's not to say we'll take the train to 99th. No, I'm gonna walk up this line to 99th. And now that I see that there's a bike here, maybe it would have been a bad idea to bring my helmet and rent the bike. But, no, I don't have a helmet, so hence no bike, so hence we shall walk. It's about a 30-minute walk up, and I'll show you other stations along the way. So I'll see you further up the line. Alrighty, folks, we've made it to 107th Street, Beverly Hills, or Beverly. I don't know why it's called Hills, like it's flat, but this is the Midwest. Maybe they think that this rise here is a hill. It's not. I find it fun and how flat the Midwest is. We'll go and take a look at the station building. That, I think, is Pace on Demand, which is a microtransit that is actually surprisingly good. I don't think the station building is open. Well, it's definitely not now, but I don't think it's even completely open at all. Rock Island Line customer information. So yeah, we're at 107th. Let's head up. Keep heading up. See you at 103rd if something's cool there, or if not, 99th.
Alright, my audio was acting up at 99th Street, so time for a voiceover clip. 99th Street is cool for a couple reasons. First, it has a unique looking station building, which I didn't actually film too well. Here's a Wikipedia picture. And secondly, it sort of feels like the quintessential station for this line. It's very much a neighborhood station, which is a term that I've completely made up, but that I use to describe charming stations that exist to serve a neighborhood. If you are from the New York area, think Mountain Ave on NJT. That's like the quintessential example. This is a great example too. And this line is just full of those stations. You could even argue that this is a neighborhood line. On that note, I think Beverly's railroad routes are really clear. Like it's just a quintessential suburban single-family home neighborhood until once an hour a massive, huge diesel metro train comes rattling through, which is so postmodern and is great, and I love it. As for other things at 99th Street, you board northbound trains by crossing the southbound track, which I'm sure is awful for accessibility, but is also par for the course for Metra. Alright, so yeah, 99th Street is really cool. Let's hop on the next southbound train, and I'll see you as we explore the rest of the line.
Okay, we are leaving 103rd Street Beverly right now, just to demonstrate how close together these stops are. I'm going to an uncut clip from here to 107th. And while I do that, a little fun thing about the Rock Island line is that it appears to run a couple minutes late pretty often. This train's about 3 minutes late. The train was 6-7 minutes late, which normally wouldn't be an issue. But if you're this person, me, hi, yeah. If you're me and you think that the best idea ever is to attempt a 7-minute connection to Metro Electric at Blue Island, that makes you a bit anxious. So hopefully I'll be able to make it. If I don't, I just take this train back. But yeah, I think that they should maybe adjust the schedules to make those transfers time better. But what do I know? I'm not a Chicagoan. Not sure. And yeah, so it's been just over a minute from when we left 103rd, and we are approaching 107th Beverly. This is the platform for it. So, I mean, it's just impressive how close these stops are together, and that's great. So yeah, it's a minute and 27 seconds from 103 to 17. That basically applies to most of the stops. It's scheduled at 2 minutes, which makes sense because probably about 30 seconds to offload passengers. I'll see you at Blue Island, Vermont Street. Probably a very blurry and running shot to get on Metro Electric, or potentially I'll forget to film because I'm running, and then I'll see you on Metro Electric, or missing Metro Electric and getting right back on this train to Chicago. Yeah, that might have to. Anyway, see you at Blue Island.
While exiting at Blue Island, Vermont Street.
Thank you.
Have a good night. I'll see you.
All right, Daddy, we're at Blue Island, Vermont Street. Just got it off the train, and that right there, my friend is a Metro Electric Highliner. Yes, it's an electric gal car. There's a really good foaming to be had in Blue Island, but I have to get back to Chicago, and the frequencies on this bridge are terrible. It's like every 90 minutes, or even worse. So, I'm gonna hop on that train, get out this strode hell, and then we'll do a little debrief. All right, Edie, welcome on board a Highliner. Quick run down. So this is Metro Electric 3-line system, runs out of Millennium Station, 1 branch to University Park, 1 to South Chicago, and 1 to here at Blue Island. These are basically Galloping cars, but they have high-level entrances. They're of course electric, and they do still have the foam windows, which I'm going to walk to. But as far as I can tell, there's no one on this entire train but me. And also the screens, I think it's March of 2022 at 1 a.m. So that's fun. It's actually October of 2024 at 4 p.m. So not exactly correct. But yes, I'm the only person on this train. And it may well be that I'm the only person on this entire branch. This branch does not get very good ridership or service. Probably the ridership is a result of the service. And yeah, I'm the only passenger on this train. So yeah, welcome aboard Metro Electric Blue Island branch. I would make a vid on this, but I'm not getting off at any station, so it wouldn't be a real vid. Those are Iowa Interstate Railroad passenger cars, and that's an Iowa Interstate Railroad freight train for the freight foamers. But yeah, the Beverly branch is cool. It's fun to explore, and those are the conductors back there. So it's 3 conductors for 1 passenger on this train. So yeah, if you're in Chicago, come ride the Beverly branch. It's fun. And now I will be the only passenger on this trip all the way back to Chicago. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.